program. And I couldn't think of a more appropriate webinar at this time of year as we approach AEP coming up here, and then we know how everyone gets so busy and are scrambling around doing things. We thought we'd better get out there with the United Healthcare program and share with you some of the things that are happening during AEP with United Healthcare and what they have to offer, of course, and most of you probably already know what they have to offer, but there are some subtle changes and some other changes that you should be aware of. And this is a great time to be able to talk to actually the company, Angelo Therese, we have with us, the regional manager of the Pacific region. And also Angelo has accounts that stretch out throughout the country. So he's going to have the answers for you if you have questions about how things are being handled and that type of thing. Like I said, I couldn't think of a more appropriate time to do this webinar. So with that, I think I'm going to bring on Angelo and share and have him share with you what's happening during AEP with United Healthcare and some of the things just with United Healthcare, both Medicare supplements, also possibly any of the Part D or Med Advantage programs that we can. If we're not able to answer the question that you have, we certainly will get back to you with that answer. So please, let's make this an interactive at the end of this webinar. We'll open up the phones and answer your questions and write them down so you don't forget them, and we'll see if we can answer those questions. So with that, Angelo, I'd like to turn it over to you.
Well, David, thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. My name is Angelo Therese. As Dave mentioned, I am with United Healthcare, and greatly appreciate you taking time to be here this morning. AEP is upon us, as it is. It comes rapidly each and every year, and it's here now. So I know time is precious for you, so I greatly appreciate you being here. And what I'd like to do this morning is to share some tips with you in regards to AEP and how we can obviously help you when it comes to Medicare supplement enrollments or PDP enrollments. And certainly we'll open it up for any questions that you may have at the end of the session. So in starting, there's just a couple of quick things I want to review that are important. And this is the time of year when we start to send out our renewal rates for 2015. And our agents, our friends out in the field anxiously wait each and every year to hear what our rates are going to be. And just like each and every year in the past since 2008, when we first offered the product to the consumer through the agent distribution channel, we continue to offer very low stable renewal rate histories. And I'm pleased to announce today that in many of our states for 2015, you're actually going to see a 0% rate increase or a rate increase that's in the 1, 2, or 3% range. There are a series of states that have already been announced, and you can go to the agent portal to pick up what those increases are. But I think you and your clients, for those who have been doing business with us, will be extremely pleased to see that the renewal rate history, not history, but the new renewal rates for 2015 are either going to be 0 or in the 1, 2, or 3% range for most of the states out there, which is great news in regards to our consumers. So that is the first bit of information, and it's important during the AEP because AEP, over the last 4 or 5 years, we've come to recognize not only is it the selling season as far as Medicare Advantage programs, but it also is a selling season when it comes to Medicare supplements. And I just would like to spend about 2 minutes on this particular slide just to verify what I just mentioned. When you look at the pie chart in the middle, it shows about 51 million people over age 65. And that's for 2012. When you add the 3.5 million people for 2013 and another 3 million plus for 2014, the market is close to 60 million right now. And when you break it down even further, about 30 million of those people are covered by group insurance, Medicaid, or Part A and B, with the rest covered by Medicare Advantage plans and MedSupps. So why is AEP important to this particular pie chart? During the fourth quarter, there are many companies out there that allow clients to come off of their group plans. And what we have seen in the past several years, we have seen major companies such as IBM, now AT&T, now General Electric, General Motors, and others who have terminated healthcare plans for retired employees. Those individuals, through private exchanges, have been able to go to individual Medicare supplement plans and Part D prescription drug programs. You and I don't get access to those people because they have to go through private exchanges in order to get their HRA contributions. But what is starting to take place at the same time frame, individuals who are currently covered by their group plans are starting to realize that there are many attractive alternatives to maintaining their group coverage if they're healthy and saving a significant amount of premium. So when you're out there during AEP, if you're talking to somebody who has current group coverage, it doesn't mean they're not a potential prospect for you, because many of them are paying significant premium dollars, you know, 300, 400, 500, 600, you know, even higher than that. And when you have a low MAPD option as far as initial ongoing premium, or a Medicare supplement and PDP option that is lower in cost compared to their group, those individuals will become prospects for you. So as you're out there during this AEP, you know, and trying to enroll clients, whether it's in an MAPD plan or a MedSupp or a PDP, don't forget those individuals who are covered by group insurance, because many companies allow people to come off of their groups in the fourth quarter of the calendar year. So it's a great opportunity for you. Medicare Advantage plans, right now it's a great opportunity to enroll many of these people in Medicare supplements or, you know, other Medicare Advantage plans, but I'm going to address the issue of why they may want to enroll in Medicare supplement plans today. There's some major disruption that has been going on in the Medicare Advantage world for the last, I would say, a couple of years, largely due to the star rating requirements that companies have and due to companies making decisions to pull out of the marketplace. And so depending upon where you are at this point in time, the state that you market, you may have a series of MA carriers who have decided to pull back as far as their product offerings are concerned, or because of the nature of the market, the competitive nature of the market, maybe they start rating, they have now incorporated premiums as far as their MAPD offerings, something that people have not been accustomed to. So now if somebody's facing a $50, $60, $70, $80, $100 a month MAPD option compared to a Medicare supplement premium, Medicare supplements are becoming increasingly more popular for those individuals where the MAPD product might be withdrawn, or you may see a premium rate established as far as that carrier is concerned. So you want to pay attention to what's going on in the marketplace, and in a few minutes I will describe the number of different guarantee issue opportunities that are out there if somebody is looking forward to going from an MAPD to a MedSupp, or if they don't qualify for a guarantee issue, how easy our underwriting is to allow you to accommodate that change. Then, of course, as far as the MedSupp world, this is the time that many carriers decide to obviously, you know, announce rate changes for the following year. And, you know, most of the reasons that people decide to change MedSupp from one carrier to another is due to the current structure and the historical rate increase that a company offers and on a go-forward basis. So this is also a time where there'll be many people who are looking to perhaps change Medicare supplement players because of the value proposition of a carrier out there in the marketplace. And based on my years of experience, which is over 40 years, when it comes to a complete value proposition, the United Healthcare AARP value proposition is very difficult to compete with when you look at the overall value proposition. Are there going to be carriers out there that may have a lower premium than us? Absolutely. You know, that's just the nature of the marketplace itself. But when you compare the underwriting, when you compare the ability to change plans, when you compare the renewal rate history, when you compare, you know, the guarantee issue opportunities that are out there compared to our competition, I think you will find that, you know, our value proposition is very, very strong. So during AEP, yes, sir.
If I could say something here,
Please do.
Just to make everybody aware here that AIM has made a conscious effort and a business decision to primarily do Medicare supplements. It's where our focus is as far as when it comes to this Medicare business is Medicare supplements. And it's just a decision that we decided a while back that this is the route that we wanted to do. So just so that everyone knows on this phone call and this webinar is that United Healthcare is our only option when it comes to MedAdvantage, because they are the carrier that has both the MedAdvantage and the Medicare supplement that we wanted to be a part of, and also the drug plans. So we're excited to have this relationship with United Healthcare, and if you want to work in that realm of either Medicare supplements, which is where our heart lies, but also want the ability to have a great MedAdvantage program, talk to us about this United Healthcare, because we've got that, and that will be our only answer as far as MedAdvantage, and also the prescription drug plans too, which they offer quite a good deal on. So keep that in mind. Our goal is Medicare supplements, but if you're looking for an offer for MedAdvantage, this will be the offer through AIM.
Okay, David, thank you very much. And even though this discussion is mostly geared to MedSupp, I think David's words are, obviously very, very appropriate. When it comes to being out in the field, coming across clients who have existing Medicare Advantage plans, and they're not sure whether or not a Medicare Advantage plan continues to be the right product offering for them, or should they look at going into a Medicare supplement. The bullet points on this particular slide, and I know many of you are aware of it, but it always merits reviewing it, because really this is the slide that you want to bring up as far as the bullet points in having a discussion with those people who are trying to decide whether Medicare Advantage plans are more appropriate or MedSupps. And the biggest reason that Medicare supplements, the biggest reason why our enrollments are huge as far as AEP. We are a major player out there as far as the Medicare Advantage world. And when our agent distribution channel is out there talking to people, many people have situations that have occurred through this past year that merit going to a doctor who is not in the MA network. And so they are looking for reasons to obviously change to a Medicare supplement in those scenarios. So why is a Medicare supplement product very strong? Again, that first bullet point, the freedom to choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare is the #1 reason why people change from Medicare Advantage plans to MedSupps. There are some other bullet points, predictable cost. When you look at a Plan F, you guys know that the predictable cost associated with a Plan F is simply the premium, because all Medicare, approved expenses are covered. You know that. So there are people out there that love the idea of being able to pay a predictable cost when it comes to their health care, even though, okay, they're not paying a premium when it comes to Medicare Advantage. Their cost could be anywhere from, $100 to the out-of-pocket limit that's available. So Medicare supplement enrollments are very strong during AEP, simply because there are a lot of people who prefer now to go to a doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare. And adding one new component this year, there are many players around the country that have elected to pull out of a marketplace, or they have elected to sever ties with a network, and I'm referring to Medicare Advantage plans, or they have chosen to now charge the consumer a premium. So there's a disruption out there. And so now people have to make a decision. Well, gee whiz, should I spend $50, $60, $70 on an MAPD plan, or do I look at the advantages of a MedSupp? So this AEP and the AEPs going forward for 2016 and 2017 is going to be a great opportunity, to take a look at Medicare supplement product offerings. Okay, just a real quick. Now this slide, even though, guys, this shows Washington, basically these are the plans that are available throughout the country. We have 7 plans, but we really offer, let me rephrase that. The 2 most popular plans are Plan F as in Frank and Plan N as in Nancy. And the amount of enrollments on a year-to-year basis for Plan N has increased significantly. For example, in 2013, our enrollments for Plan N, new enrollments, represented about 21 to 22% of our overall enrollment. And the same percentage, pretty close to 23, 24%, is obviously that's taking place also as far as 2014. And the major reason behind that, when you're out there talking to your consumer in AEP, if they're looking at Plan F or they're looking at Plan N, a major reason why people are choosing N as an alternative, one, lower cost, significantly lower cost, ranging anywhere from 25 to 30, 35% in premium, which can be significant as far as a household is concerned. Two, people who are retiring at age 65, 66, 67, they are a healthier group of individuals. They've been accustomed to paying co-pays as far as their group is concerned, or deductibles. So they don't mind the $20 copay associated with a Plan N or the Part B deductible that they're responsible for, simply because they're healthy and they can save a significant amount of premium dollars by going to Plan N. And then three, why is it very popular with us? Our value proposition allows your consumer to change an AARP Medicare supplement plan at any time without any additional underwriting. More specifically, if somebody enrolls in an AARP modernized MedSupp, that means the effective date is June 1st, 2010 or later. At any point in time during the year, they can change plans. They can either go up in value as far as benefits are concerned, or they can go down. So anybody that starts with a Plan N who is healthy, if they have it set of, if they have a changing circumstance that takes place, they simply could pick up, call our customer service line, ask for a supervisor, and request that the plan be changed from an N to an F, and it's all done telephonically, no underwriting. That's our current company practice. Nobody else chooses to do that, and we do that in every state that's out there. So that's a huge advantage for you. And they can change plans later on. They can, like I said, they can go from an N to an F, or they can go from an F to an N if they want to. So that has helped drive, Plan N sales and enrollments with us. So we have the opportunity of passing on a lower cost MedSupp to those people who are healthy, and at the same time allow those people to change plans down the road if they so choose. So N will be even more popular in these days when you start to take a look at a $60, $70, $80 MAPD option. Now you're comparing a $90 or $100 or $110 Plan N option, and you find a lot of people will be very much interested in talking to you about that. Before I go into helping you understand the guarantee issue scenarios that will occur during AEP and what separates our product offering from other carriers that are out there, for those who have a pencil, paper and pencil, I would like you to make sure you write down this website. And for those who see it on the screen, you can obviously, if you would, write it down also. It's www.myaarpconnection.com. www.myaarpconnection.com. And the reason I'm sharing that website with you, it is an agent website created by AARP. When you are appointed as a representative with United Healthcare and certified for the AARP MedSupp product offering, you can go to that website, register as a United Healthcare appointed agent, and you will get a free 3-year membership as far as AARP is concerned, regardless of your age. So all of the AARP discounts that are available to people who are 50 and above, a vision discount, okay, discounts at hotels, discounts, for rental cars, discounts when you go to UPS, discounts when you go to Walgreens or whatever. All those discounts would be available to you over the course of a 3-year period with that membership. And when you go to that site and you do register, it also allows you to really have a much better understanding of the various different discounts that are available to seniors. And if they're available to you, and you have a complete understanding of those discounts that are available to you, you're in a better position to explain those value-added discounts back to the consumer. And at the same time on that website, you can enroll people that you decide to place with an AARP MedSupp. If they don't have a membership with us, you can use that membership site to enroll them. So if you're 40 years old, You could not go to AARP direct and get a membership, but as contracted producer with United Healthcare, you would be able to have that 3-year membership free. And one of the big ones I share, see, I have glasses. I wear glasses. I can actually take advantage of going to LensCraft, Pearl Vision, Sears Optical, places such as that. I can get an eye exam for $40 and get huge discounts, 25 to 30% discounts off the cost of glasses. That in itself would save you a lot of money. So if you're already appointed with us and you haven't gone to that website to register, please do so that you can take advantage of all those discounts that are available to you. And then you can certainly use that website to enroll people in an AARP membership, because they have to be a member of AARP in order to purchase a Medicare supplement with us. So let's get back to AEP and what separates us during AEP to other carriers. When it comes to underwriting, especially people who want to come off of Medicare Advantage plans, in the vast, vast majority of scenarios, the major reason, as I mentioned earlier, that people would want to come off of an MAPD plan is a problem has occurred, a health problem, and there is a specialist that individual wants to see who is who's not in the network that's available as far as that MAPD plan. And typically it's a major issue. It's a cancer issue, it's a heart issue, or something fairly severe that requires, or at least they would prefer to see somebody outside of the network. So, with an MAPD plan, obviously you have to use those doctors within that network, or if you have a PPO, you can go to doctors outside the network, but there may be some additional costs associated with that. So therein lies the motivation to go to a MedSupp. Well, when you have that kind of a situation, that means there's a problem. You and I both know that with just about every carrier that's out there, if there's no guarantee issue option or an extremely liberal approach to underwriting, those people are not going to be able to make those changes because they've got a problem. It often is going to involve surgery or some form of treatment that will eliminate them from being issued a MedSupp. So it's very important that you understand the guarantee issue rules that are out there in the marketplace so that you know when a person could not, or when a person can take advantage of a special guarantee issue scenario. Now, when it comes to AARP and United Healthcare product, the page that you want to make sure that you put a paper clip in, especially during AEP, is page 10 of the agent handbook, and that's where I'm going right now in regards to the various types of guarantee issue opportunities. And I'm just using the Washington handbook, but a lot of what's in the Washington handbook applies to every state that's out there. So a couple of the easy ones to remember with us that differentiate us from other players out there. We offer guarantee issue opportunities for people coming off of their group insurance, whether they come off on a voluntary basis or whether it's involuntary. Most of the carriers out there will allow an involuntary termination, meaning a guarantee issue option for involuntary termination of employer coverage. We are one of the few that will allow a guarantee issue if I want to come off of my plan on my own because I'm healthy, I want to save a significant amount of premium, I'm comfortable with a plan F and a PDP compared to my group. So those people who might be interested in coming off of their group plans during the fourth quarter, because that's a common time frame where people can come off of their groups, you want to keep that in mind as a qualifying event, and it is a guarantee issue. The other two, there are some other common guarantee issue scenarios, and many of you are aware, you've heard the terminology, we call it the trial period. And the trial period relates to two specific types of situations. One, when somebody has a Medicare supplement and they go to a Medicare Advantage plan for the very first time. That itself creates a trial period. The second scenario doesn't involve going from the MedSupp to an MAPD. It's when an individual goes into the MAPD for the very first time. There has to be a certain criteria in place for a guarantee issue situation to occur. So let me briefly cover the first one. If I am 70 years old and I've had a Medicare supplement for 5 years in this past January, I go to an MAPD plan for the very first time, I am in what we call the trial period. It makes no difference how long I've had that MedSupp. I could have had it for 6 months. I could have had it for 10 years. As long as it's the very first time going into an MAPD from a Medicare supplement, anytime from January 1st, 2014 through December, let me rephrase that, February 1st of 2014 through December of 2014, that is a guarantee issue. That is a trial period. I don't have to wait for AEP. I don't have to wait for a January 1st effective date. I could get a MedSupp now, guarantee issue, and I can get my PDP also. I don't have to wait to January 1st. Now that's with every carrier that's out there. But there's a little sidebar. The guarantee issue for some carriers will only take place if they were the original Medicare supplement company or the last MedSupp company in place before they went to an MAPD. So if I am Medicare supplement carrier ABC and that individual goes to a Humana MAPD, I will offer that individual a guarantee issue because they had a MedSupp ABC. If they had a MedSupp with carrier XYZ, I wouldn't allow that guarantee issue. With United Healthcare, you don't have to worry who the MedSupp carrier was. You don't have to worry who the MAPD carrier was or is. They will have a guarantee issue with us throughout the trial period. And then, unlike every other carrier just about, I think it was, I'm not even sure, I think there was only one carrier that does this besides us right now, we offer a guarantee issue window for another 12 months. So our guarantee issue off of the trial period is not a 12-month cycle, it's 24 months. The only difference in the second 12-month window, you just cannot come out any time. You can only come out during AEP, the annual disenrollment period, or if there's a special election period. So you want to pay close attention. So one of the first questions that you ask when you're out there and somebody has an MAPD, you want to know how long they've had that MAPD. You want to know if it's the first time they've been in that MAPD and if they came from the Medicare supplement before going into the MAPD. And if those situations occur and it's been less than 2 years, there could be a guarantee issue window for you. And again, it makes no difference how old the person is. As far as being 65 and above in most states. Now, there are some states that allow that same opportunity in the underage market. You need to check your handbook to make sure which states offer a product with United Healthcare between the ages of 50 and 64. The second trial period has nothing to do with coming from the Medicare supplement. It's when I'm going into that Medicare Advantage plan for the first time. Now, there are certain criteria that are in place. For example, the state of Washington says that, you know, if you go into the MAPD the month that you turn 65 and your Part A was effective that same month, meaning I turned 65 in June of 2014, my Part A was effective June of 2014, and my MAPD was effective the same month, June of 2014, then the state of Washington says you got a 12-month trial period from June of 2014 through May of 2015, and that ends up being your trial period, and you can come out of that MAPD anytime and get a Medicare supplement and a PDP guarantee as long as you maintain the same MAPD relationship. And then with United Healthcare, we extend it if you maintain the same MAPD relationship, meaning I started with Humana in 2014, and I kept Humana you know, as far as AEP for 2015. So I didn't change MA carriers. So as long as I maintain the same MAPD relationship, if I do not exercise the guarantee issue during the first 12-month window, I still have a guarantee issue in year 2. Now, unlike other carriers, we don't care who the MA carrier was, okay, or is. So that could be a United Healthcare MAPD, and it'll be a guarantee issue to our MedSupp. It could be a Humana MAPD, and it'll be a guarantee issue to a MedSupp. Other states say that the driver is not the Medicare Part A at age 65 effective date. It's when their Part A simply becomes effective. And you and I both know that the majority of people's Part A become effective at age 65. However, Somebody may qualify for Medicare disability at age 60. In the state of California, we have an underage Medicare supplement product offering. So if somebody at age 60, okay, California is a bad example because it's age 65. Let me back off and say Colorado, because Colorado says when your Part A is effective. So if my Part A is effective in Colorado at age 60 and I go into an MAPD at age 60, I've got that trial period. So I don't want you to think simply because the client turns age 65 and they start an MAPD at age 65, they automatically have a trial period. You have to make sure when their Part A was effective, and does your state mandate that the effective date must be the same month they turn 65. Other states may use Part B as the criteria. So you want to make sure you pay attention in every handbook that you have, okay, as far as the states out there. If you're in Missouri, Missouri will tell you whether it's the Part A effective date at age 65 or simply Part A. Or if it's Hawaii, it's the Part B that is the driver. So each and every state, each and every handbook will identify. So one thing that I always remember is this. If somebody is 65 and 66 years old and they've been in an MAPD either for a year or two, that should be a little key right there for you to check to see whether or not they would be entitled to a guarantee issue if they need it. Okay? We have some other guarantee issue scenarios that are very unique. In Washington, for example, during AEP, you don't have to worry about whether the trial period applies or whether it does not apply. In Washington, unlike other carriers, we treat Medicare Advantage plans as more comprehensive than MedSupp. So if anybody wants to change from a Medicare Advantage plan with any carrier that's in the state of Washington, and they want to go to a MedSupp, whether it's during AEP, whether it's during the annual disenrollment period, or whether it's an SEP, you automatically, the client answers yes to question 3D on the application, and it's a guarantee issue to a MedSupp. Very unique to the state of Washington compared to other states around the country. In the state of California, in the state of Oregon, you know, we have the birthday rule, in which case an individual can enroll in a MedSupp on a guarantee issue basis if they're coming from another Medicare supplement carrier the month prior to their birthday, the month of their birthday, or the month after their birthday. That's a very liberal time frame compared to every other carrier in the state when it comes to the birthday rule when you look at Oregon and you look at California. Not only that, we allow the individual to go to any plan that we have available. So if somebody has a Plan N, they can go to a Plan F with us under the birthday rule. Our competitors choose not to make that option available when it comes to guarantee issue. We automatically do that if the client wants that, and it's partially due to our relationship as far as AARP is concerned. So those are some of the key, guarantee issue scenarios. And when you want to take a look at, the application completion process, okay, we have another tool that's available for you that I'm pulling up on the screen right now, and it's called the application guide. Now, there's some specific guides for key states, such as California, Washington, New York, Florida, and some other states, but the guide also is pretty much the same for most of the states out there. And why this would be important to you during AEP, if you're not familiar with our application or the underwriting process itself, this is a helpful guide that will take you right through the application. And here you can see on the screen, it talks about the completion of the application. You will see that we've identified key areas by number, such as the AARP membership, name and address, things that, are important. And then we tell you down below what needs to be put in those particular areas as far as the space is concerned. Why do we need an AARP membership number? The individual must be a member of AARP in order to enroll in a Medicare supplement. So we take you right through the application. How do you complete the guarantee issue questions if somebody's entitled to a trial period? How do you complete the application, in the state of Washington, for example, if they're going from Medicare Advantage to MedSupp during AEP, and we're looking for a guarantee issue. And then once we take you through the application, this guide will also be helpful for you because there are two other additional scenarios that we review. One is the online agent enrollment, not the online agent enrollment, the online consumer enrollment process for agents who want to sign somebody up electronically. Right now it's a face-to-face process, but you can sign people up electronically. And one of the things I love about that is this. It's a smart application. You cannot make an error on the app. You can't forget anything because it won't allow you to go from one question to another without answering each and every question. And as an agent, when you hit that submit button, you won't have to worry about the mail. You won't have to worry about the faxing. That application is going to be waiting on the portal when you hit submit. And if it's an automatic guarantee issue, for example, in the state of Washington, I use that because just about everything in Washington is guarantee issue. As soon as you hit submit, when that application shows up on the portal, it's already approved. So the good news is right now a lot of agents are not using this system because we're not compatible with iPads or tablets just yet. It's strictly laptop. But I'm pleased to inform you that come March, we are initiating a whole new platform that will open up iPads, tablets, Macintosh, where electronic signatures will be required. You won't need a signature pad as far as the future is concerned. So we've got some outstanding, opportunities as far as online enrollment goes. In addition to that, okay, we also have instructions on faxing the application. So you can fax applications to 888-836-3985. And the key thing to remember there when faxing applications is this. You have to fax the pages in numerical order, and you cannot mix fax applications. If you write 2 applications in a household, you have to send in 2 different faxes. So you want to make sure you never commingle information. Also during AEP, this is very important, we get a ton of applications faxed in during AEP. So you might experience some delays in faxing. So to avoid that experience of delays, you might fax your applications in the morning before you head out, or when you come back at the end of the day. You will find that your applications will go in much quicker. You do not have to submit money with an application. When you fax it in, it could be set up under electronic fund transfer, and we will gladly enroll those people and set up the EFT for you, or we would send a coupon book that's out there. So the instructions are included as far as the guide is concerned. Should be very helpful for you when it comes to enrolling people as far as taking advantage of fax, the online enrollment, or you can mail applications in. Between you and me, the only time I've ever mailed an application in is if I collected a check. Okay, or on the other side of the coin, if you're responsible, if your FMO that you work with, if Dave and his team requires that you send the applications so they can help scrub them for you there, then obviously you want to follow that process if that in fact is the case, okay? If somebody is not entitled to a guarantee issue, we're really important during AEP because our underwriting is extremely liberal. If you represent multiple carriers out there, you know that each carrier out there has their series, I call them gatekeeper questions, that if individuals have cancer issues, heart issues, diabetic issues, and the list goes on, if the client answers yes to one of those questions in a full underwriting situation, they're not going to be approved. One of the huge advantages that we have, because we have 3.7 million individual Medicare supplement enrollees, and because of our relationship with AARP, we are the most liberal carrier out there when it comes to full underwriting. It doesn't make any difference to us if somebody had cancer surgery 6 months ago or heart surgery 6 months ago, okay, or they were diagnosed with diabetes and they're an insulin-dependent diabetic 6 months ago. We don't really care from an underwriting perspective on whether that person will be approved or not. As long as they don't have ESRD, as long as they have been out of the hospital for 90 days as an inpatient person, as long as they're not on dialysis or have a kidney problem that may result in dialysis, and they don't have a scheduled inpatient surgery, or they don't have a scheduled organ transplant, back surgery, joint replacement, heart surgery, vascular surgery, cancer surgery, we're going to issue that Medicare supplement when everybody else is going to deny them. And even with full underwriting, depending upon when they started that MedSupp, we may not even charge them an extra premium. We may end up giving them the same premium at age 65, 66, or 67, or even at older ages if they sign up within 3 years of the Part B effective date. They will get our discounted rates. So we're there for you with extremely very favorable guarantee issue scenarios during AEP if you need those because of changing health situations. We're also there from a liberal underwriting perspective if clients cannot qualify for a guarantee issue and they have a history of issues where other companies would decline them where we would not. So we certainly are in a position to help you when it comes to AEP. I mentioned about the 3 ways of sending an application in. Just a couple of other quick final comments, and then we'll open it up as far as questions go. One, as a United Healthcare AARP MedSupp certified agent, each and every year, there's a 5 minimum enrollment requirement, which is really not a problem for those individuals who are in the Medicare world. And then we have a level 2, which is 30 or more enrollments each and every year. If you have 100 enrollments on the books already, 100 existing AARP MedSupp clients, you don't have to attain any minimum production each and every year. And if you have 200 AARP Medicare Supplement clients on the books, you will never lose your authorized to offer agent level 2 status, which will entitle you to many more marketing support tools in comparison to the level 1 premium, and will be extremely important in regarding some changes that we're going to announce in 2015 for level 2 agents. So we have a couple of different production levels. I had mentioned this before, and I'll just conclude with this statement here. Our rate changes historically, our rate changes have been extremely favorable over the last 15 years. We have 3.7 million policy owners out there, and AARP continues to push us to keep our renewal rate history down. And this year, as I mentioned earlier at the start of the presentation, it's going to be our best year as far as renewal rates. On an average nationally, our increase will be less than 1% this year. We have a significant number of states that are 0% rate increases, others that are in the 1, 2, or 3% range. So your existing clients are going to love us for that. Your new clients are obviously going to like us because you can tell them that, if you're in California, for example, that the state increase in California is going to be 0 for 2015. They will not experience a rate change until 2016 as far as the state is concerned. This is just a map of what had happened last year, and all these percentages that you see there have all gone down significantly as far as 2015 is concerned. So the bottom line is, how can we really help you during AEP? One, we're going to be there for you from an underwriting perspective, whether the individual needs guarantee issue or not. Our underwriting is extremely liberal. We can help you out with those individuals that have health issues. Our guarantee issue opportunities are more favorable, 24 months for the trial period. The birthday rule, much more favorable. Washington, everything from MedSupp to MedSupp Medicare Advantage plans to MedSupps, coming off a group to MedSupps guarantee issue, and we don't even need plan termination letters. So there's a lot of things that we're doing to make your job a lot easier and to help you build that base of clients for yourself. And we are looking at, and I almost hesitate to say this, but we're looking at new ways that we can help you to reach out even to more people in 2015. Right now, face-to-face is the primary driver behind the agent channel being able to offer MedSupps, but we are looking at ways to allow agents to maybe use telephone sales or telephone enrollments next year. And so we'll certainly make you aware if and when that becomes a reality. So that being said, David, I will turn it back over to you if we can open up for questions or if there's any final comments that you'd like to make.
Okay. Well, thanks, Angel. Great information. And again, as I stated at the very beginning of this, the timing of this is very, very important. And I do have a couple of comments before we open up this questions, but a lot of people know that you need to get your certification with MedAdvantage, and you need to get it done ahead of time and that type of thing. But right now, with Medicare supplements, there's any time's a good time to contract. And with United Healthcare, there's absolutely no way you can write a Medicare supplement unless you're completely contracted with them first. So if you're interested with the ease and the ability to get clients insured under a Medicare supplement with United Healthcare, get a hold of us, get a contract, and we'll help you through the process and getting started with United Healthcare. You couldn't ask for much of a bigger company and a bigger share of the market than United Healthcare, the AARP program. All of you know that we carry other carriers, but we want to have that menu of carriers for you to be competitive. With that being said, why don't we open up? Does anyone have questions out there for Angelo?
Actually, we had a couple that were keyed in. Let me knock those out real quick while I'm unmuting everybody. First question, Angelo, pertains to the Silver Sneakers program for ability for 2015.
All right, there will be no changes for the Silver Sneakers program, for 2015. What I'm doing right now is on the screen. I'm just there. Our Silver Sneakers is in approximately 17 to 18 different states out there. So the Silver Sneakers program is available in Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, District of Columbia, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Nebraska, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wisconsin. That's a part of the value proposition where we will pay for a gym membership basically at any approved Silver Sneakers facility.
Great. All right, then there was one other note here, and then we'll open it up, regarding Plan N and the fact that it does not cover Part B excess.
Yes.
I wanted I don't know, necessarily clarification. They just asked if you speak to that. So.
Okay. So what is a Part B excess charge? A doctor has three options. One is to accept Medicare or not accept Medicare, period. Two is to accept Medicare and he or she accepts Medicare assignment. So if I have, let's say, an appendectomy and Medicare says they're going to give me $1,000 for the appendectomy, then I charge $1,000. That's what Medicare approves. I cannot charge the client any more money because I accept Medicare and what they're going to pay me for the service that I provide. Situation three, I'm going to take Medicare, but I don't accept Medicare assignment. So Medicare is not going to reimburse me $1,000 for that same appendectomy. They might give me $950. So I get a lower amount, but the difference is now I can charge the consumer 15% of that approved amount, $950, and they have to pay me an extra $140 for that excess charge. Well, Plan N does not cover that $140 or whatever that dollar amount may be, where obviously Plan F does. Now, I want to mention two additional key points to remember. Statistics show that about 97, 98% of the primary care physicians out there accept Medicare assignment. They do so, I think, largely simply because as soon as the claim is approved by Medicare, we're notified electronically and, the money rolls into them a lot quicker. The individuals that do not accept Medicare assignment, okay, they're not on electronic, crossover, so they get their money reimbursed a little bit differently. It takes them just a little bit longer. Who might be a doctor that charges excess charges? It might be your anesthesiologist. It might be, that real specialist out there, that has a very highly skilled service that they offer, and so some of those do. So if the client's worried about, excess charges, obviously we have alternatives. If they're not, the beauty of the fact that we can change plans anytime is a big advantage.
Sure. All right, we're open for questions, so fire away, folks. We do ask you if you're not going to ask anything because everybody's been unmuted to individually mute yourself by hitting *6. That'll allow us to keep moving forward, so fire away.
As people are getting unmuted, one other quick statement there is on those Plan Ns, because you're saving so much premium, you've got a client, it would be a benefit for that client to make a call to their physician or their doctor and ask them if they do take Medicare assignment. then you could feel fairly comfortable with having that plan if there's any concern there. It's just a tip there that you might want to take. So do we have any questions out there for Angelo? Well, Angelo, it sounds like you did a great job, and no other questions. We had a good-sized crowd here today, so I do appreciate you taking the time to do this. And for everyone that's on the phone, pay attention to our emails because we're going to be doing more webinars in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. Everyone, thank you for attending today. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, David.